There are only four legitimate ways to make money on earth. Welcome to the Online Master Academy, and on this video, you are going to learn the four legitimate ways to actually make money in this world. And disclaimer, a little disclaimer on this video. Now, if you're someone that always want to learn the lazy ways, easy ways, quick ways, right? All those platforms that promise to pay you a lot of money but end up paying zero, then this video is not for you, because things are about to get really quick, because every information you're going to learn in this video are going to be very based upon the practical and the truth of life, right? So if you're ready to ride on this train with me to learn the four legitimate ways to actually make money on earth, then let's get started. Now, number one, the first and the most easiest way to actually make money on earth is to inherit wealth. Now, remember what we said, legitimate ways. So I'm going to be very clear with this. Inheriting wealth is very legitimate, by the way. And if you're probably one of those lucky people, right, that have very rich grandparents, very rich great grandparents, or very rich parents, then it is very legal, right? Very legal, legitimate for you to actually inherit that wealth. So it is as easy as it sounds. One of the legitimate ways to actually make money is to inherit wealth. But then for most of us that was never privileged enough to be in a position of inheriting wealth, then the first option can never work for us. It was never meant for us. Right. The second legitimate way to actually make money is to get lucky and win the lottery. Now, if you live in a country where betting is completely legal, then you probably understand that it is legitimate to get lucky and then win the lottery. But then bear this in mind. With a probability of 1 in a million, right, winning the lottery is an exception. The rule is that you will lose. Now, for every time you place a bet on any betting company, you need to understand that the odds are completely against you, right? The odds has been programmed in a way to ensure that you cannot win. I mean, the company wants to make huge tons of money, right? The business is set up for profit, and it's designed that way. You need to be at the extreme level of luckiness to actually win. And even if you want to talk about predicting sports, predicting basketball, all this type of things, I want you to understand one thing. The future has never really been certain, right? The future, there are, I'm going to put this in perspective. Now, it would be easy to believe that someone can know what occurred in the past, even if the person was not there. There are chances of knowing whatever happened in the past, right? Things can happen, but then you can't really tell what is going to happen in the future. That's why it's a failing formula. To know what is going to happen in the future that does not involve you being the guy in the future taking the action is a bit crazy. This is the reason why companies like sport betting companies, forex companies, these are very big multi-billion-dollar industry, right? And it is based, these industries are based on the concept of predicting the future. Now, you see a lot of people saying, well, Forex is not betting. Yeah, good luck with that. Forex is not betting. If you train yourself good enough, you can be able to trade. But that does not in any way eliminate the fact that you are trying to predict the future. Like you want to trade. Sometimes you pick the buy trade itself. You can't beat those type of business simply by getting lucky, right? The only reason why some people are able to feel like or attempt to or try to be profitable with Forex is not because they are very accurate in their prediction. It's because they have systems in place that minimizes their loss, right? And kind of systems in place that may improve their profit. But this does not eliminate the fact that it's a risky venture, and the probability of ever truly succeeding with anything that relies upon luck is very low, right? Except you one very lucky individual, you could be that lucky individual, but then that probability is extremely low, so good luck with that. Now, the third legitimate way to actually make money is to be dependent on other people. And I'm going to tell you this for a fact that this is completely legal, it's completely legitimate. Yeah, you can actually put a call across to your friend, family, tell them to give you money, right? It's completely legal, it's legitimate. So if you want to actually depend on people for money, right, you have to really think about it. Are you going to be happy doing that? Which you love to depend on other people for everything you need. Are you going to be like very happy doing that, right? And what if they say no? What if they're also struggling on their own? So depending on other people, being dependent on other people is actually one legitimate way to actually make money, but then it's not even close to being the best way. It's a crazy way to think, right? Although depending on other people for money is completely legal, I wouldn't recommend that, man, because of course you want to keep your dignity, don't you? So you don't want to do that, right? You don't want to put a call across to your best friend, your girlfriends, your boyfriend, fiancé, family, anyone. You don't want to be the guy that's always disturbing. You don't want to be the guy that's always asking. You want to be the guy that always give, right? The guy that always give is the guy that you want to be. I mean, it makes more sense to give than to receive. In my own perspective, yours could be different, right? But that's about that. Now, the last way that you can actually make money in this world is to work hard and work smart. Now, I've seen a lot of people always saying you work smart, don't work hard. Well, that could actually work in some situations, but in most situations, that is a failing formula. You have to work hard and you have to work smart. There is no such thing as working smart without working hard. The guy that works both hard and smart is going to come and they're going to come online to tell you you don't need to work hard, you just need to work smart, do this and do that. But do this and do that never really works because there is a lot of hard work to be done, right? And by the way, this last way is actually the only way that actually works. Is the only way that gives you the highest amount of control, right? You determine with this method, you determine what is going to become of you. You determine what the future is going to be like. Why? Because you are going to be a key player, right? You are going to be the one playing the game. Study the game, play the game, and you could win, right? Like the quote says, if you learn and relearn, if you try and retry, if you persist and stay consistent, then and only then you too will win, right? So how can you actually work hard and work smart? I'm going to put this in perspective. People always say that slow and steady wins the rest. Now listen to what I'm going to say. Slow and steady sometimes is not the best plan. You need to be fast and steady. Now, being steady has to do with being smart. Now, the work hard part is when they say slow and steady. It's not about being slow and steady. Work hard, be fast. Money demands speed. You don't need to waste time, right? In a world where technology is changing, what worked last year may not work this year. What worked 3 years ago may not actually work again this year in terms of making money on the internet, right? Another thing you need to learn and understand is this. It gets harder with time. That's the simple truth. For example, there was a time when e-commerce was the easiest thing to do online because a lot of people were not doing it. But now everyone have all gone, like a lot of people have started an e-commerce business and the competition becomes very much. So to get into the e-commerce business today and succeed with it is not easy, right? It takes a lot more work today than it would have taken back then. Even with all the tools out there, even with all the tools that companies are producing, companies are giving out tools to assist with these things, but it's still harder than it used to be. Why? Because of competition. A lot of people are competing, doing the same business as you. So that's what I'm saying. You need to work hard and work smart. Work smart means you're going to be steady. Work hard means you don't need to be slow. You need to actually really be fast. Fast and steady wins the rest, not slow and steady, right? Now, the next thing you want to learn is how can you now work hard and work smart? Well, if you're ready to work, then I'm going to break this down further. There are a few things you can do, and by the way, I've classified this into 4 basic things. The first is to sell time. So if you are in position, you need to understand what are you in position to do. Not everyone can sell a product, not everyone can sell a skill, not everyone can start a business, and not everyone can sell time. For example, I can't really sell time. I'm very bad at that. No matter how much I try, I can't really sell time, right? I believe more in selling a skill, starting a business, or selling a product. But then at some point in my life, I had to sell time. So it all depends on where you are right now. It depends on where you are going. It depends on your mindset. It depends on your current financial status, right? Like I said, at some point in my life, I had to really, really sell time. I was doing a lot of manual labor, selling my time, and I want to put this teenage strength, because at that point when you're probably 17, 18, right, 16 years old, you had a lot of power, a lot of energy, right? So you can actually do a lot of manual labors and those type of jobs, right? I've been there, I've done that. I've been in construction, I've done all those type of things, right? That's the situation. That's the point in life where you need to understand that you need to sell time, because that's where you get the money from to learn a skill that you can actually sell, or get a product that you can actually sell, and from there you can actually make more money and learn more skill, more experience to be able to start a business. So what's the best one for you? Now I'm going to break this down further. If you want to sell time, you don't need to go into doing manual labors and all this type of things that I did myself back then. If you want to sell time, what you need to do is this. First of all, figure out you can't be completely blank. There have to be something you can do. Whatever it is, think of something you can do and think about doing it to get paid. So you're going to do that for a month. At the end of the month, you're going to get paid. If you live in a country that pays every week, you're going to do that for a week or every day, like however the payment plan is, but you're going to get paid for what you already know how to do. I'm going to show you how to actually do that, right? So first of all, think of what can you do. And once you're able to come up with what can you do, the next thing you need to come up with is who can I do this for, right? For example, I'm going to give you a scenario for a man. I'm going to give you one scenario for a male and a female. So the first scenario is, I'm going to start with a male, right? So there is a man called Charles. You need to understand this. Charles is a 19-year-old boy. So if Charles is a 19-year-old boy, question is, what can Charles do for money? Assuming that Charles has the time, because at the end of the day, you can't be broke and you don't have time. I mean, you need to have one of those two to actually be at the right path. You need to either have time or you have money. You can't lose both, right? You can't lose both. If you lose both, then it's a different topic entirely. If you don't have time and you don't have money, that's a huge problem. So first of all, figure it out. I believe if you are kind of down financially, then you should be able to at least have time. This is especially for those that doesn't have a job, by the way. So if you don't have a job, then at least you have time, and that time you have is very valuable. You have the most valuable substance in the world. So what can you really do by selling time that you have? Because you have time, you need to sell it. What can you do? Now, Charles is a 19-year-old boy, right? Charles is a 19-year-old boy. What can Charles do? Charles can sell time. To what type of business? You could decide to be a receptionist. You could decide to get into cleaning. Anyone can clean. You can decide to, that's offline businesses, physical businesses. You can decide to deliver, just pick a product here, drop it there. Now, what you need to do next is think of which company can I do this for. For example, you can just say, offices near me. Just come over to Google and make a search, offices near me, right? Let's see what you can get. Now you can see a lot of these are like, I'm in Nigeria right now, so it's going to show me things pertaining to Lagos. So these are businesses, a lot of them, as many as possible, that has offices. Now, what am I trying to say? These offices need someone to actually do one or two jobs, right? Someone to take care of a few things, receptionist, clean the office, on like whatever it is you need to take care of. Deliver this to this, do this and do that. There's a concept of selling time. So with this, you can actually sell time. Honestly, you can sell time if you don't have a skill, by the way. So if you have a skill, you don't need to sell time. You need to sell a skill. For example, this is Business World Center, and what are they doing? Office rental agency. So they actually rent offices. So what can you do for them? If you have a marketing skill, you can run Facebook ads. You can sell that type of skill to them. Tell them you're going to get them more clients, right? They give you the contract, they give you the job. You manage their social media account. You manage their advertisement. That's how you sell a skill. And you're going to make more money, a lot more money selling a skill than you will make selling time. But then if you don't have a skill and you can't afford to learn, right? If you don't have a skill and you can't afford to learn, then first of all, you can decide to sell time. Now, if you don't have a skill, but you want to learn, what you need to do is to come straight to YouTube. There are many channels out there that teaches a few things, real skills, what to do. For example, how to build a website, how to do marketing, how to design book cover, how to write content, how to do SEO. All those things are being taught on YouTube, right? How to do SEO, like different type of skills are being taught on YouTube for free by a lot of people. Different channels are teaching this for free on YouTube. So while you are actually selling time, you can also make out time to actually learn a skill, so that in future you won't have to sell time forever, because selling time can never really get you rich. You can never really get rich by selling time. You need to sell a product or sell a skill or start a business, right? Now that you understand this concept, what about selling product? Now, when it comes to selling product, you need to really understand that you can sell your own product, you can resell the product, or you can affiliate with a product. Now, the easiest among all of this is to actually affiliate with a product. Now, if you want to sell your own product, maybe you need to create a product, and that costs a lot of skills, money, time, and effort. Okay? You can also resell. You can buy products from shops like Amazon, eBay at a very cheap price. Once you get this product at a very cheap price, you can always resell them, right, in your location for a good profit margin. This is a business that a lot of people are doing, a very profitable business model. Just buy from cheap places and resell them. That's when you are reselling a product that you don't own. Now, the problem with this business model is that except the product is something that is very scarce, then the price is determined by the competition and the market. However, if you own the product, then you can determine the price. But if you don't own the product, if you are reselling, that means someone else is actually also reselling the same product, and the market, the demand and the competition is going to determine the price. Because at the end of the day, if you're selling your product at a very expensive price and there is someone else that is reselling that same product at a cheaper price, then people are not going to buy at the expensive price. I mean, everyone wants to save money when purchasing a few things. So I mean, definitely that's not how it works. So you can't just, if you are reselling, then you are limited in terms of price. But if you own the product, then you can actually control the price. Now, the next thing you can actually sell, like I said, you can also affiliate. So affiliating is probably the easiest way to go about this. Now, how can you actually affiliate? I'm going to break this down. There are platforms that allows you to affiliate. Typical example is Amazon Associate. So if you say Amazon Associate, now you could have access to a lot of products. All you need to do is to refer someone, right? This is the Amazon Associate Central. All you need to do is to register online here, and you're gonna have access to a lot of products, different industry, different niche. All you need to do is to sell the product, refer someone you know, a friend, you know, start like just get someone to buy. However, you can get someone to buy, and you get a percentage of the sell. Like if the product sells for $100, by affiliating on the product, you can actually go home with about 15%, 20%, depending on the product. So that's like one good way to actually make money, by affiliating with a product that you don't own. And it's probably the fastest way to make money selling a product, because you don't need to handle the product, you don't ship the product, you don't even consider the cost of the product, you are only selling the product. Now, the next thing you can think about whenever you think about selling is to sell a skill. So you can actually sell a skill. What type of skill can you sell? Like I mentioned earlier, you can do web development for money, digital marketing for money, social media management for money, content writing for money, UI UX graphic design, like any type of skill that someone would like to pay for. Anything that anyone can pay for, you can sell a skill. Now, if you have a skill and you want to sell it, you can simply come right to platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, right? You come straight to Upwork, get an account on Upwork, get an account on Fiverr, register on all these freelancing platforms. Then you can start getting jobs. Then you can sell your skill. That's another way to actually make money, right? Selling what you know how to do. If you know how to write a book, you can actually get paid to write a book for other authors. If you know how to sing, you can get paid for singing, right? I know someone personally that gets paid for singing. The guy has a very beautiful voice. So music artists, whenever they record their song, they need backup singer, right? A backup singer. All the guys need to do is to get in the studio and sing the song, back up the song, and he gets paid for it. So if you know how to do anything, that's a skill. Anything that people are willing to pay for, that's a skill. And you can make a lot of money selling skills, right? That's one thing about selling a skill. You can make a lot of money and you determine the price. So you can actually charge way higher, you can charge way lower, depending on what you choose, right? Now, the next way to actually make money working hard and working smart is to start a business. Now, starting a business is probably the best way to really make money. The reason why starting a business is the best way is because when you have a business, right? When you have a business, you are no longer directly selling time. You are no longer directly selling product or directly selling a skill. You are now at the very top of managing the entire process. So if your business sells a product, sells a skill, or even sell time, you are at the managerial level. You can actually employ people to do the manual labor. You can employ a lot of people. Your concept, the concept of starting a business. Now listen very carefully. There's a difference between being self-employed and having a business. If you are self-employed, then you are still the one selling a skill, selling product, and selling time. Sometimes selling time here. But if you have a business, then you are at the level of being called an entrepreneur. You are setting up a structure, having people work under that structure. You pay them, they deliver the service, and you just manage the entire process. You are just managing the entire process. At some point, you can resign as the CEO of the business and become a non-executive chairman. You can become a chairman. You don't need to even be the CEO again. You can employ someone else to be the manager. You can employ someone else to do, even to work at the managerial level. You can just become the chairman of the business. So you're no longer stressing yourself. People are actually taking care of the business for you. And you just, check the audit. How much did the business make last month, and how much did the business make this month, right? That's when you get to the very top. When you've built the business to the point that you can actually resign, right? That's how it feels like. So starting a business is one profitable way to go, but then it takes a lot of time to build, and in most cases it takes money. It takes a lot of money. So you need to understand which category you fall under, right? If you have time but zero money, then you are very likely to sell time. You are going to make money faster just selling time. If you have a product, or you know how to sell, or you want to learn how to resell, you can simply start reselling product, or just start affiliate marketing, or build your own product, or even better, go into drop shipping, and even far better, print on demand. There are several stages to this, but then selling product, selling a skill, or starting a business is the only legitimate way to actually make money that actually works, right? So if you want to make money in a way that works, think about this tree. Start a business, sell a product, sell a skill. But if you are in a situation where you have enough time but no money, then consider selling time.